Alexandra Eala says if she feels pressured by her huge Filipino support. Alexandra Eala won her first match at the inaugural Philippine Women's Open on Monday, defeating Alexandra Eala in straight sets. In front of her Filipino supporters in Manila, Eala was able to comfortably defeat her Russian opponent 6-1, 6-2. It was the perfect way for Eala to bounce back following her loss in the Australian Open first round, where she played in front of a raucous Filipino crowd in Melbourne. Eala has become one of the most popular players on the WTA Tour, with her Filipino supporters seemingly present at every tournament she plays. After defeating Eala on Monday, Eala said whether she felt pressured when playing in front of her Filipino supporters. Alexandra Eala says there is a bit of added pressure when playing in front of Filipino fans. In her post-match press conference, captured by Tennis Asia, Eala spoke about the special feeling of playing her first professional match in the Philippines. She said, "I think it holds a special place in my heart. My first ever professional match at home, and I was able to spend it around family and around supporters, and surrounded with love, so it's very special." Eala, who was sent messages by Coco Gauff and Victoria Mboko ahead of the tournament, later admitted that there is a level of pressure when playing in front of her compatriots. "I'm learning how to handle it in my own ways and I'm happy with how I performed today." Later in the press conference, Eala was asked to comment on her ability to raise awareness for Filipinos on a global stage. Eala's influence alone has undoubtedly transformed the exposure of Filipino tennis, a responsibility the 20-year-old takes in her stride. "I think I do my best because I know that, especially in international stages, I represent quite a big demographic and it's such an honor to have this support and this community rally behind me," Eala continued. "So I do my best to give back to them and do what I can through my tennis and through my hard work. And sometimes, when all this attention and all of this pressure gets overwhelming for me, that's kind of what I repeat to myself. And that's what makes me feel small again and pulls me back to the ground. You know, the everyday person, not only Filipinos. It's just everyone around the world has their own struggles. And in the end, it's a privilege to live out my dreams. I'm a professional tennis player. I've worked my whole life to be a professional tennis player. I'm at the top of the game, so I have so much to be lucky, to feel lucky for, despite the challenges that come with my job." Alex Eala's on-court reaction. During her on-court interview after defeating Eala, Eala again discussed the pressure of playing in her home country. She said, "Pressure is part of my job and a lot of people ask me how I handle it and of course, there's added pressure playing at home. But it's nothing compared to the pressures that regular, everyday Filipinos have to face providing for their families. It's nothing compared to what my parents have sacrificed to bring me here. So I'm doing my best and I try to enjoy it. I think it's such a full-circle moment to see how far tennis has come in the Philippines. I think playing matches and seeing my two worlds collide, being in Manila and the WTA Tour, is so full circle and so emotional for me because it's allowed me to reflect on how far I've come, and it makes me proud." Who could Alex Eala play in the next round? Eala, the second seed in Manila, will face Gimeno Sacatsim or now Hibino in the Philippine Women's Open round of 16. Eala has played Sacatsim once, losing to the Japanese player 6-0, 6-3 at the 2023 Japan Championships. Eala has never played now Hibino on the WTA Tour. If Eala were to win against Sacatsim or Hibino, she would face Camila Osorio or Maihan Tama in the quarterfinals. The weight and wonder of support, Alexandra Eala on Filipino fans and pressure. When Alexandra Eala steps onto the tennis court, she carries more than just her racket and game plan. She carries the hopes of a nation. The Filipino flag waves loudly in her honor, cheers and chants follow her around the globe, and thousands of fans in grandstands and on social media have made her one of the most talked-about players on the WTA Tour. For many, that sounds like a dream scenario, but for Eala herself, it's both a blessing and a burden, an emotional force that shapes her journey in powerful ways. Support as energy, hard not to get their energy. From the earliest days of her rise, Eala has spoken with heartfelt gratitude about the fervent Filipino support she receives. After a historic victory at the US Open, where she became the first Filipino to win a singles match in a Grand Slam main draw in the Open era, she acknowledged the profound impact of the crowd on her performance. Facing Clara Tauson and trailing deep in the third set, she said the cheering helped her stay focused and alive in the moment. It's hard not to stay in the moment and get their energy. This sentiment highlights something important. For Eala, her fans are not distant observers. They are an integral part of the atmosphere around her matches, almost like a home crowd she can carry with her to every tournament. In her own words, she has said she felt at home in New York because so many Filipinos were there. Gratitude, not burden, mostly. Eala's relationship with support is rooted in gratitude. Ahead of major tournaments, she often speaks about how humbled she feels by fans who travel far just to watch her play, and how exciting it is to see Filipinos packed into courts that are traditionally dominated by local supporters of other players. In press conferences, she emphasizes that she tries to take it in with as much gratitude as I possibly can. Her gratitude stems not just from their numbers, but from the way they connect with her identity. Tennis is not the Philippines' most popular sport, yet Eala, with her breakthrough results, has helped bring it to the mainstream. Many of her supporters didn't watch tennis before she arrived on the world stage, and their enthusiasm reflects a collective pride that's rare and powerful. Pressure? Yes, but perspective matters. It would be unrealistic to suggest that no pressure comes with all this attention. Eala has admitted that the expectations attached to her profile, as a rising star, as a flag bearer for her country, and as a role model, introduce a unique kind of scrutiny. In a candid moment, she acknowledged that she wouldn't say the attention comes without any pressure at all. She described how her life has changed, even to the point of having to be more careful when she goes out in public, because people recognize her and admire her achievements. Yet, her attitude toward that pressure is striking. She doesn't shrink from it. Instead, she frames it with humility and realism. One of her most memorable quotes came while playing in the Philippines' first WTA event on home soil. Asked about feeling pressure, Eala responded with perspective. Pressure is part of my job, but it's nothing compared to the pressures that regular everyday Filipinos have to face providing for their families. This statement doesn't diminish her experience, it enriches it. It shows that she can acknowledge the reality of public expectations without letting them overwhelm her sense of self. She recognizes that true pressure has many forms, and that her platform gives her the opportunity to translate expectations into motivation rather